Welcome to the Storm Surf Video Surf Forecast for the Indian Ocean for the week starting Sunday, August 10th. Brought to you by Kandui Resort in Mentawai Islands, a great place to go surfing. First up, let's take a look at significant wave heights for the Indian Ocean. Currently, a gale with near 30-foot seas is developing well south of Madagascar, approaching the Kerguelen Islands with swell vectors aimed well towards Mentawai Islands and Western Australia. More swell generation is possible. Let's go dive into the details. Let's take a look at jet stream level winds. These winds help support the formation of gales and storms and help direct their track when they do form. Currently we have a trough, that is a bend to the north in the jet stream in the southwest Indian Ocean. This is supporting the development of a gale in the southwest Indian Ocean, as we saw on the significant wave height charts. We'll put this into motion. Notice that trough continues, pushing over the Kerguelen Islands into Monday, and then east and starts getting pinched off, and that will sort of shut down the fuel into the gale and cause its decay. Another trough starts building, though, in the same region on Wednesday. This one actually looking even a bit better with, here we go, I'll go back a little bit, what is that? 130 knot winds pushing up into it. That would help set up clockwise circulation. That is what makes low pressure at the ocean surface and generates fetch and of course swell. And yet one more trough tries to get going 126 hours out. We're into Saturday now. This one maybe not quite as organized as the other, but still pretty decent, respectable, and continues pushing across the Indian Ocean into Monday, and that's the end of our model run. Let's go take a look what's going on down, or what's projected to go on down at the surface. So here's the first gale we're looking at. Currently in play, 45 knot winds, broader area of 40 knot winds embedded in yet a broader area, 35 knot winds, all aimed well up towards the Mentawai Islands and of course Western Australia. That system lifts kind of northeast, almost moves basically over the Kerguelen Islands and then dissipates out late Monday night. A new system tries to get going here Tuesday night, only 35 knot winds. That's good for about 13-second period swell or so, and it peters out too come about Thursday or so. And then yet one other system gets organized here south of the Kerguelen Islands on Saturday, 35-40 knot winds, and then building to 45 knots. This one looks to be targeting a little bit more towards Western Australia, though certainly sideband swell will be making it up into Bali and the Mentawai Islands. And yet a fourth fetch behind that. We're into Sunday night, Monday, and again 40 knot winds. This is on a more the wind vector is more aimed pretty much flat west-east. Still more swell to be generated, sideband swell, all the usual targets. Let's go take a look at this significant wave height chart. So here we go. Here's the system we saw on the first set of charts. New gale building under Madagascar, almost 30-foot seas, and right off approaching the Kerguelen Islands, aimed pretty well to the northeast. Let's take a look at Great Circle Pass. Energy definitely aimed right up about the 210-degree path to the Mentawai Islands, and also into Western Australia on about the, 228-degree path. So another swell-producing system in the water. It actually lifts northeast and follows the same tracks we were talking about and then dies out come Monday night. Next system builds behind it, smaller, what is this, 24-foot seas. Again, right up the past the Mentawai Islands, about 210 degrees, and Western Australia not as well, but about 233 or so. It goes and also lifts north, fades out north of the Kerguelen Islands on Thursday, and yet another system builds. This one more easterly aimed in on Saturday. But there you go, 30-foot seas or so. Relative to the Mentawai Islands, this is good for sideband swell up about the 190-degree path, and better aimed Western Australia and probably into Southern Australia as well for that matter on about the 210-degree path. And then we continue out towards the end of the model. That system pushes out, and yet one more right behind it. That is on Monday, if you can believe the model's that far out. And again, Mentawai Islands, 205, 206 degrees, and Western Australia, what is that, about 222 or so. So it looks like still a pretty good pattern in the Indian Ocean for this time of year. Here's a quick look at surf heights for the Mentawai Islands for the coming week. Looks like it's peaking as of about now on Monday. What is that, 10 foot from a previous storm system. Sort of goes down towards the middle of the week and then it pulses again by Thursday, Friday. News 16, 17 period, second period swell rolls in and just sort of hangs on the whole way through the week with maybe another pulse by Sunday in the 7 foot range, 16-second period. So pretty active still with very light winds indeed. Margaret River area, conversely, is coming down off what was a big pulse of swell earlier in the weekend, dropping off and then pulsing, just hanging. Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag here, all in about the 8 to 10 foot range, depending on the day and the time. Winds generally looking to be, I'm sorry, wrong one. Here we go. Winds generally offshore, but then actually that continues pretty well until you get into later in the week. So a general east-northeast flow, pretty brisk in the 19 knot range. So surf for sure. Mentawai Islands looks like it'll be cleaner though. But all in all, another week of surf for all the usual targets in the Indian Ocean. The machine has not shut down yet, but it is kind of backing off a bit from the height it was in June and July. But still, definitely a reasonable time to go get some great surf in the Indian Ocean. And if you're going to go, you might as well stay at Kandui Resort. Some of the best breaks in the Indian Ocean right there, right on your doorstep. Check it out, kanduiresort.com in the Mentawai Islands. Certainly a place you'd want to go surfing. Thanks again. We'll do this next week, same time, same channel. Go get some surf.